Hey everybody, we live for this final episode of the year of Playhouse Live, your one-stop shop for all of your weekly video game news discussion. I'm here with John. Hello, John.
Hello. What's happened? What's going on?
I'm very tired.
I believe it.
Yeah. I was sick yesterday, so we couldn't do the show. I felt better this morning, and I was like, right, okay, I've got some energy. And then I forgot today was the cup final for my favorite football team, and it was very important to me that we won.
Okay. Yeah, no, I follow that, yeah.
It was a nail-biter of a game. Went into extra time and penalties, the whole deal. It was very nerve-wracking. We won in the end up. I am shattered.
Right. So I'm glad we have just an easy, smooth final podcast of 2020. Yeah. Nothing bad happened this week.
Nice lax episode. No, this is going to be very much a normal episode in terms of we'll be going through the news. Not a normal episode in terms of the severity of the stories. But before that, it's time to go in to our opening segment for the last time. It's time for it's tough, man. But the man's got to get the presents delivered. He can't.
That's true. He does.
Deliberating on who deserves to be in the nice list and naughty list. It's time for Gamer Santa to arrive. And so, John, I'm going to ask you to entertain the people while I introduce him.
I will entertain the people real fast. That's fine. So here I am entertaining you guys left and right. I was waiting for Finn to take off his headphones before we started recording. I don't know if he can still hear me. He asked if I changed my shirt. I did change my shirt, but I convinced him that I didn't because I have been the elf the entire time. So I actually have world's tallest elf, and something else going on with that too. I think he's almost done, and there we go. And that is why I think Super Mario Galaxy 2 is better than Super Mario Galaxy 1.
All right.
All right. Wait. Okay, Finn. I have not been a part of this.
Hold on.
Very
not
much.
Finn. Oh, okay.
Oh, Gamer Santa.
Yeah.
Hold on. I haven't done this. I had other plans, and those plans fell through, so I had to get a a shirt real fast. Gamer Santa, I am your elf. I'm a tall elf. Jesus, I'm wrapped up. There we go. I am your tallest elf. But no. Hold on. I will also be your damn reindeer.
I fucking knew you changed your shirt. I fucking knew it. I called it.
So, I will be your reindeer. I will be your elf. And Gamer Santa, let's do this naughty or nice list.
All right. This is the last time we'll be going through the Gamer Naughty.
So you can see it. I have to sink down.
This is where we determine... we look back on the year that was in the video game industry, and we determine who from the industry deserves to be on the nice list and the naughty list for this year. Quick review of what we have. Our penultimate list. On the nice side, we have Sony, Microsoft, EA, Capcom, Valve, Epic Games, Jeff Keighley, Devolver Digital, Stadia, Yacht Club Games, Snoop Dogg, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. On the naughty side, we have Activision Blizzard, Nintendo, Square Enix, CD Projekt Red, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, whoever the hell made Ark, Housemarque, and Sephiroth. Any changes you would like to make?
I would like to make some changes, Gamer Santa.
Okay.
First,
last opportunity. This is they're getting in tight, whoever gets moved. But okay, work ahead. Go ahead.
I think Nintendo needs to go on the nice list now. We will talk about that later. Why?
Okay.
I think Nintendo moves over. I think that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Done some stuff this week.
I do like that now that Bethesda is a part of Xbox and Microsoft. A lot of their games are now free on Game Pass. I'm kind of thinking maybe we should move Bethesda over there. Actually, you know what, Gamer Santa? I'm really just feeling there's a concept called someone screwed up the curve. And this isn't teaching. And I'm completely fine right now with just moving everyone but maybe Ark and I think CD Projekt. Yeah, I think CD Projekt Red and whoever the hell made Ark. You know what? Screw it. Let's just move everyone over there but CD Projekt Red on the nice list. I don't care anymore. CD Projekt Red screwed up the curve so much that everyone else looks nice in comparison.
You're giving everyone an out.
I'm giving everyone the out. I mean, come on. We all. Oh, hey, stay up there. It makes sense.
Activision, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, Sephiroth, all going over to the next list.
We'll throw in Sucker Punch. We'll throw in Mom and Dad's Shop that we've never heard of. Everyone's going to the nice list, minus CDPR.
This is not going well for you.
No, it is not.
I think for the next opening segment, I'm going to suggest to Finn that we not include costumes, because this is a nightmare.
I'm going to tell you I don't want to do that because I have plans for next Christmas season. Right, I'm just telling you that right now. We can do other things, but next Christmas season, this has to come back because I have plans.
Okay, all right. Okay, so everyone is on the nice list now, except for CD Projekt Red.
Can we make like a super naughty list and put CD Projekt Red on there? Like, I know we have like Jeff Keighley at the like echelon of nice, so we're gonna make it like the Jeff Keighley Award or something like that, and that's what we should do. And Jeff Keighley should win his own award the first round here on Playhouse. But I almost like it. Yes, everyone but CDPR. I cannot believe everything that has gone down this week.
John, I don't think you know what Christmas is. Like, there's two lists. There's a naughty and nice list. It's in every damn song.
Lists.
It's very clearly explained. It's not a tier list system.
I don't care.
We do have an S tier to F tier. All right? There's naughty, there's nice, you gotta pick. But I guess
everyone over there, minus CD Projekt Red.
All right.
That's how we're gonna do it.
So now, for the final week, we have to add 4 more additions to the list. Maybe this whole Cyberpunk debacle has skewed things, but
possibly.
You're going to have to decide where these individuals and or businesses go on the list. Number 1 is Tim.
Nice.
Okay, why?
I know where we're going with this.
Why is Tim on the nice list? Explain.
Tim is always well, actually, honestly, Tim, I love talking to Tim mainly because he has he has different insight on how he looks at games compared to me. So it's always fun just accepting, but seeing how other people view games and view the technical aspect of it comparative to me. So it just, for me, widens my understanding of games and whatnot. So Tim goes on the nice list.
Anything Tim could have done this year that put him on the naughty list? Any little things you were considering in the back of your mind there? Maybe he gets bumped with the CD Projekt Red people.
Unless he just badmouths Yacht Club, I think we're okay.
All right, there's still time before the end of the show. He could do that.
That's true.
Keith.
I cannot put a VTuber on the naughty list.
Okay.
And honestly, I love that he's turning into that so hard because it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm not gonna lie, I am jealous of that because I want to figure out how to do that with 2 people.
Oh my god. Okay. Everyone should go check out Keith's new article on Playhouse Live about how easy it is to become a VTuber and be trapped in the virtual realm like him. Rose.
Naughty. Wait, no. Oh, you mean in this concept of video? Nice.
Okay. Why was Rose nice? You were indecisive there.
It's a little indecisive. If I don't say nice, I don't get food.
John. Let's be clear here, right? Okay. I'm Santa.
Rose gets it. She's in chat. She gets it.
I'm Santa. Like, there's no rules here. Like, if you want to just like quickly DM me, if you think Rose should be in none of this.
Gamer Santa, I understand. No, it's fine. It's fine. I promise. I promise. Nice.
Just let me know. All right. Just
look. Let me and let me be absolutely honest. I have a wife who let me buy both the PlayStation 5 and the Series X and not even blink. So come on now. I know how lucky I actually am.
All right. So still,
can I
everyone...
sit up now?
You can sit up now. It's
okay. I was like, can I sit up now? Okay.
There's one more addition to the list.
Okay.
And that is the host of this podcast, Finn.
You know, Finn and I have had our mutual disagreements, all in jest, all in understanding. I have to fortunately put Finn on the nice list because I truly love doing this podcast with that crazy Irish boy.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Plus the vinyls, yes.
You are you helped me create this list, so you're of course exempt from either the nice or naughty list, meaning you just get no presents. That's how that works. You don't get bad presents, but you don't get good presents. You already have both next-gen consoles. I didn't know what I was going to get you anyway.
Okay, that's fine. I understand. No worries, Gamer Santa.
So the list has shaped out that everyone is on the nice list except for CD Projekt Red.
Yes, I think that's fine. I think we're all in agreement with this.
I believe this will be the continuing theme of this podcast as I leave.
Probably.
It will be interesting to see how this list shakes up next year.
Yes.
I'm
very interested in that.
Yeah. Thank you for helping me with this list over the past few weeks.
Absolutely, Gamer Santa.
But until next year, it is goodbye from me. I gotta go deliver toys. I gotta go make more Switch Pros for next year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a scoop? I like this.
They're coming.
Ooh.
Leaks. All right.
The leaks are going to happen. All right. Bye, Gamer Sam. So I'm going to vamp again and wonder why my father just called me. Hi, I'm John. I like Mega Man and Shovel Knight, and I like long walks on the beach. Oh, he's back.
Where's Gamer Santa? Did I miss him again?
You missed him again. I don't know how it lines up so perfectly that you have to go get a drink or something. And Game of Santa shows up, and then he has to leave, and you come back. It's just this weird serendipitous happenstance thing.
I was like, this was the last time before Christmas.
I know. I'm sure you wanted to sit on his lap.
Yeah. Dude. I just have to get him next time. It's how it's got to be. Did he say what list I was on, though?
He did say you were on the naughty list.
Oh.
I don't know why. I fought for you. I don't know. I was like, what could Finn have done?
Yeah.
I mean, pure love of Crash Bandicoot should alone give him the nice list. And I don't know. I couldn't convince him. I thought I had the power, but I didn't.
I was hoping, because you were helping him, and I thought, you'd be able to maybe advise him.
I thought I was going to be able to turn that a little bit and do proper project management and give him the resources that he has and the time he needs to make an informed and proper decision.
I guess that's how it works. Okay. Moving on. To our first news story then. How do we even begin? I guess I'll go through a quick timeline of events. We talked a little bit last week about the rocky launch of this year's probably most anticipated game, Cyberpunk 2077, and how it didn't shake up to expectations, especially not on the last gen consoles. So from last Saturday, here's the timeline of events that happened. We did talk about this a little bit in the past week, in the past podcast. On Saturday, CD Projekt Red changes developer bonus structure after buggy release, meaning that it didn't matter what the open credit score, Metacritic score was going to be, whether it fell below 90 or not. Everyone gets their bonuses. And then on Monday, there were early reports coming from Eurogamer and Reddit posts and other people suggesting that they were able to get refunds on their PS4 digital copies of Cyberpunk 2077. It took some doing, but there was word that it was official and it was happening. One report said, spent an hour on the phone after being denied by chatbot, and I got my refund. Lots of stories like that. You had to fight for it, but some people were getting it. On that same day, Cyberpunk puts out a statement regarding the buggy launch and refunds. They say, first of all, we would like to start by apologising to you for not showing the game on the base last-gen consoles before it premiered, and, in consequence, not allowing you to make an informed decision about your purchase. We would always like everyone who buys our games to be satisfied with their purchase. We would appreciate if you would give us a chance, but if you're not pleased with the game on your console and don't want to wait for updates, you can opt to refund your copy. For copies purchased digitally, please use the refund system of PSN and Xbox respectively. So they're basically sending people who bought their digital copies to PSN, to Xbox Digital Store, and say, go get your refund, it's there, good to go. At the same time, OpenCritic adds a special warning to their page for Cyberpunk, warning people about the PS4 and Xbox One versions and the disparity between the different versions of the game and how that will affect review scores. On Tuesday, then, CD Projekt Red held a conference call where they admit they didn't spend enough time focusing on the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game. They said, I can only assume that the Sony/Microsoft people trusted that we were going to fix things upon release. Worth noting that that's not how certification works. It's to do with, does the game launch? Are the correct button mappings there? Not to do with quality at all. But that's what they said. They want to make it clear also in that conference call that there is no special arrangement with Sony or Microsoft regarding refund policies for Cyberpunk 2077. The PlayStation stance on refunds has always been, once you start your download, no more refunds, unless the game is faulty. And by faulty, they don't mean like buggy, they mean like actually can't launch. Proof being that Life of Black Tiger is still somehow available on the PlayStation Store. Then, on Thursday is when shit hits the fan. PlayStation begins offering full refunds to anyone who purchased a digital copy of Cyberpunk 2077, temporarily removing it from the PS Store until further notice. That we'll get into that. Like, that's probably the big bombshell that was dropped this week. After that, CDPR told Reuters that they have not talked with Microsoft about removing Cyberpunk from the Xbox Store. On Friday, CDPR holds an internal Q&A with staff. This is reported by Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. The meeting took place before Sony announced the removal of from the digital store. They said during the staff meeting, CD Projekt's director said that they had come to an arrangement with Sony, but didn't offer specifics. One employee asked the board why it had said in January that the game was complete and playable when that wasn't true, to which the board answered that it would take responsibility. Another developer asked whether CD Projekt's directors felt it was hypocritical to make a game about corporate exploitation while expecting that their employees work overtime. The response was vague and non-committal.
That's my favorite one so far.
Great question. And then it was announced also on Friday that Xbox is expanding its refund policy to offer full refunds to anyone who purchased Cyberpunk 2077 digitally. Still going to keep it on the store, but full refunds are available for that specific game. And then CDPR also themselves on Friday gave an update on physical copy refunds. They said, our intention is for every owner of a physical copy or a digital copy bought at retail who has valid proof of purchase to receive a refund. We will do this out of our own pocket if necessary. There are two more things that we'll cover this week, but that's sort of the refund saga. What the fuck happened at CD Projekt Red?
And you know what? Honestly, here's exactly what I said. I'll say what I told Rose. Tim was right.
Yeah.
Tim was right here, and I fell into it. I'll fully admit, CDPR proved themselves with The Witcher 3, but it did launch buggy, and it took them a couple years to get it right, and then we're like singing the praises. I don't know what happened. This is legitimately mismanagement. That's the long and short of it. Someone in management needs to get fired. I'll say it. Like, to you made a profit on pre-orders alone, and then have to return everything. Personally, for me, that is a fireable offense.
I found when I was looking through, and I didn't add it to the notes, but I did find a tweet from Jason Schreier, which basically blew a conception I had out of the water, where there's that meme going around like it's been 7 years or 8 years in the making. And like, I don't know why I didn't think of this, but of course that trailer that announced Cyberpunk as a project that they're working on is the same deal as the Hitman 007 trailer. It's like the deal is inked and they had to announce it immediately. That's just how those things work when you license an IP. It's just how those things work. They only actually started development on this game in 2016. So this game has only really been in development for 4 years.
4 years.
They were going to turn this game around in 3 years if you remember the original release date of April 2019.
True, yes.
Which is insane to think about for what was being promised with this game.
Yeah.
Someone fucked up along the way.
I think Nintendo has this down pat now. Especially, I know we're not going to talk about it, but reading Doug Bowser's interview with, I think it was Kotaku, I don't remember right off the top of my head. We don't talk about games until we're ready to show them.
Mm-hmm.
That mind-blowing now in this post CDPR Cyberpunk 2077 world.
Yeah.
Just 6 months turnaround. That's all I want now. I know it sucks for like us here at Playhouse, but we can make content and not have this building of 7 years, 4 years of development where it just didn't work. It just didn't work.
Yeah. What's like really messed up to me is I'm trying to think of the words to say this, but like I get why they had to announce it so quickly, and like part of me wants to point the finger at like us, games media, who hyped up this release, and like fans who hyped up this release. It wasn't, obviously, it's even like the best versions of this game, it wasn't the game changer that I was thinking of, the obvious game of the year that I was thinking it was going to be. So that's immediately out the window. Beyond that, I've heard from people who've been playing the PC version and the next-gen console versions that it is a solid RPG. Buggy, but solid. The idea is there.
I actually 100% agree with that.
Why they ever try to sell this as an Xbox One or PS4 game is beyond me.
I have no idea. Like I and it's not even running very well on the One X or the PS4 Pro. It's only okay. Mostly, actually, it's pretty playable for me on my Series X. But I'm with you. Like, why didn't we just go, okay, it's next gen. These are both dropping on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X day it came out last Thursday or 2 Thursdays ago. And we're still, us that have actually bought the consoles and invested in this game, we're still playing the Xbox version one.
Yeah.
The Xbox and the PlayStation 4. And I don't know when the hell the next gen version is going to come out. I don't even know what it's going to look like. Like I'm very confused about this whole management thing, and like, and it infuriates me actually, because Hero CDPR, we've been talking about them for, you and I, months, but we've known each other for a while, like years. This idea of they've been doing it right. The CDPR is where you want to go because their management is correct. They no crunch. We're not doing that crap, and we're gonna get the game out when we get the game out. And then all of a sudden, we got the veil pulled from us, and we're like, oh shit, you guys really effed up.
Yeah.
And so everything you've literally told us the last 2 years about no crunch, or whenever Schreier put the flame to the fire, or put the feet to the fire on them, and they're like, no, we're going to change, we're going to do everything, is almost a bold-faced lie.
It's not even that it's just a bummer, John, about this game. It's like downright evil and manipulative when I think about it more and when I look into it more. Like when we were talking a few weeks ago on the show about like the delays and like the few week delays, the 6 week delays, the 3 week delays, that sort of sent a message, right? The message being that this game is pretty much ready and we're just shining off this diamond.
Exactly. We've got it. It's right there. Here, let me just, one more coat. Don't worry about it, guys. One more coat.
It wasn't the Halo Infinite, we're delaying to fall 2021. This game needs fundamentally reworked on several levels.
Yeah.
Definitely not the Metroid Prime 4. We're restarting this from a fucking like
zero, from scratch.
Yeah.
Ground zero.
And they knew this for a long, long time. They surely knew this for a long, long time. And they embargoed any... They mentioned this in their own tweet. They basically embargoed outlets from showing the PS4 base, the Xbox One S versions of this game.
All the B-roll
fuel
shown.
Refunds.
Yeah. All the B-roll shown by every outlet before all games were in hand was a high-end PC. And so those of that played it on a high-end PC, that's the code that they got. The only thing they could show in their review, if it's a video review, was things CDPR gave them.
Yeah.
And it's I'm going to say magical to see over at IGN, they gave Cyberpunk on PC a 9. On PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, it's a 4. And literally, the review says, don't buy this game.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't understand when perception wins. We are on the internet. And I'm giving you a positive thing. We're not going to do stupid shit. And this is how our company is going to be run. And then on the back end is 180% of, or 180 degrees of what we said we weren't doing, but we are. Crunch. We're not paying attention. We're pushing this back 3 weeks because it's the lower end consoles that are causing the delays. And you know what? We're just going to fart out a shit bomb and good luck to it. No one had the balls. I'll say it. No one had the balls to go, we should just push this back until February, or no, 2021. Don't even give us a date. Just we're pushing it back.
And I talked about it again a few weeks ago where like they were talking about, in a conference call, they were talking about Metacritic scores and what they expected for this game. And how CD Projekt Red, their business model, is very risky in terms of like you're releasing these massive projects every like 8 years or so, and they need to be hits. And they are a company that is entirely, their business model is entirely based, their product is their reputation, right?
Yes.
In terms of high quality games, in terms of, you know, being transparent, in terms of not being EA, not crunching, not doing these things.
Mm-hmm.
And like you see this on Twitter all the time, like for the past several years, like Cyberpunk almost being this devolver, like, hey, we're fans too, and we'll call out the bullshit in the industry because we don't like that shit either. And it was just such a letdown that like they fell into the same traps that every beloved studio, every beloved publisher has done before. And it's like, I wonder, will we ever learn?
Exactly. And this is literally on the line of Hello Games and why did I just blank out on that again? Hello Games, No Man's Sky. Oh, and it is overpromise and underdeliver. That's exactly what they did. And I can tell you, and this is, hi, I'm John. I've worked for companies. You want to underpromise and overdeliver. That's how you get people to like your shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't know how hard of a concept that is. I understand you have to like go to investors. I understand you have to bend the will, or like you have to appease those people who are funding your project. I got that. I'm not gonna fight anyone on that one. But it still blows my mind that people didn't go, yeah, you remember playing like GoldenEye on the N64? Yeah, we all kind of grew up with that. That's what it's like to play on the PlayStation 4 Cyberpunk 2077. Now,
oh my God,
on a nostalgia concept, sure, that's great. On a, hi, we're CDPR and we make AAA games. Yeah, I don't know about that's going to work. We should probably push this back.
Yeah. And like that trust is now completely broken.
It's gone.
And it's going to take...
It's gone.
It can come back. Like, again, you mentioned Hello Games and No Man's Sky. Like, they climbed a fucking mountain.
Oh, yeah.
After the launch of that game.
I respect the shit out of No Man's Sky and Hello Games, mainly because they did what people need to do when they're in the shit. And I'm going to say it. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop talking. Go do your damn job. Christmas is coming up. I completely get it. Go rest, be with your family, and then just shut up and nose to the grind and get it done. Mm-hmm. Respectfully, without the grind and all that stuff, but get the job done of what you promised consumers.
Yeah. And so, like, it's not... I don't think it's possible for CD Projekt Red to regain all of their trust at this point, but most of it, if they work hard, they can get.
Yes.
Before I move on to my next bit, Akila points out in chat, okay, so I have a buddy at IGN. He is currently working on an interview with the CEO of CD Projekt Red. I lost it. Here it is. It's back. Okay. And according to him, CD Projekt Red will be putting the multiplayer project on hold while they focus on getting Cyberpunk working on previous gen consoles. You better believe it.
Yeah.
If multiplayer was coming out in 2021, it's now coming out in like 2023.
If multiplayer came out and it was more polished than the actual base game, all that trust is gone.
Yeah.
Like there's no chance to rebuild that bridge that they've burned.
Mm-hmm. Tim mentions, I will defend No Man's Sky. They lost like half their game in the flood before launch, so to me there's something defensible about that. Yeah, I think I remember reading that in, was it an article by Jason Schreier or was it Blood, Sweat and Pixels? Anyway, one of those things. But yeah, good point. Yeah. I think the big shocking moment and the like big turning point in this week was Thursday when PlayStation not only just like backed out on their very strict refund policy of not allowing refunds if you started the download of the game, let alone played it for a few hours, and also temporarily removing it from the PSN store.
That is insane.
I used the word unprecedented when we were talking about it. And like I mentioned, like this has only happened really once before that I can think of, and that was 2015 with Arkham Knight, the PC version. They pulled it from Steam. But that was Warner Brothers pulling it themselves. Yeah. This is...
What?
Go ahead.
Okay, what's funny about that one, too, is I do remember I have a buddy at GameStop. He was a manager there, and we were talking about that one, and right the day or two before, the week before it came out, Warner Brothers even canceled the like super collector's edition that came with the Batmobile. And so every manager who got a pre-order for the high-end deluxe edition had to call every single customer and go, "Hey, we're downgrading you because that's not coming out anymore." And I'm just like, I've never heard of anyone say, you know, here's this collector's edition. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to do it. And I don't know if that was Warner Brothers not showing faith in the game. I don't know. I never really read into it, but you talking about Arkham Knight, that just remembered. I triggered that in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And so, they said in the internal Q&A they had with staff that they made an arrangement with Sony, alluding to this thing. I don't think they had. This is just pure speculation at this point. I don't think they had much of the say in the removal from the PlayStation Store aspect of it. Mm-mm. I think that Sony was pissed that without really much consultation, sent a flood of angry people their way to request a refund from their store.
Yep.
Like, when you have this thing in your digital store, when you list this game and you advertise it and you put it on the front page, there's an element of trust there. I like the trust that they broke with the fans. The trust was also broken with Sony. And they were like,
yes,
fine, we'll do the refunds. There's no way out of that anymore. But you gotta like fix this.
Yep.
We don't want to deal with this anymore. We don't want more people buying this game and turning around and wanting a refund. And so like, that was a bit of a statement to me. And again, I tweeted out, Life of Black Tiger, still in the PS Store. That game is out there. Cyberpunk, dead. And while it is only temporary, it's just like a statement of it. Xbox didn't do the same thing, but also you got to remember that they had like exclusive marketing rights to this game.
Yes.
Like, how weird would that be if they spent loads and loads of money on the game that they can't sell?
Yeah, that would, again, look really, really bad on PlayStation because we don't know how much money they've spent to kind of, like, in my mind, Cyberpunk connected with Xbox, kind of like now Resident Evil always connects with PlayStation. Even though I can play it on my Xbox, I'm always going to play it on PlayStation, and that's what Cyberpunk was for me. It was like, it is an Xbox game. I know it's multi-platform, but that's where I wanted to play it. And I can't even imagine just the cluster, just that this is for just Sony, Microsoft, and CDPR. Like, I'm very interested to see the numbers because we knew the numbers that they made the profit out of pre-orders alone. How many people are returning this game, and how much money have they now lost?
Mm-hmm. Worth pointing out as well, the Steam version of this game has been number one in the charts for the past 5 weeks. It's not slowed down. PC works fine.
PC works fine, yeah.
Yeah. There are two more like little tidbits to add to the end of this. And both of these stories are from today. First one is Redditors find that save files over 8 megabytes may become permanently corrupted. And in response, CDPR said, unfortunately, the save file is damaged and can't be recovered. Please use an older save file to continue playing and try to keep a lower amount of items and crafting materials. If you have used the item duplication glitch, please load a save file not affected by it. The save file size limit might be increased in one of our future patches, but the corrupted files will remain that way. I mean, in case they need another thing to worry about.
Do we know what QA is? I really, really want to know that one. Like,
8 megabytes.
How did that one? Yeah, apparently not. Like, oh, we're CDPR. We just pushed it out. It's fine. And I'm wondering, did no one think about let's save the game? How big's the save?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't go over 8 megabytes and it's corrupted. That could be a problem.
I like that line about try to keep fewer items. I get what they're trying to do there. I really do. They're trying to give an immediate solution to people who just want to play the game. However, that is the same energy to me as the dogmatic, if you don't have internet, you can just play an Xbox 360. Like, that's what that quote is now. It's just going to be putting headlines everywhere. It's just so many unforced errors. And now, again, like, sort of rumored this week, but sort of building up today, some CDPR shareholders are exploring the possibility of a lawsuit for materially misleading information from the company regarding the game.
I don't actually blame them on that one.
No, it again goes back to, like, why did you say the game was done in January when it wasn't?
Yeah. We're just polishing it off in January. Oh, we're pushing back more polish. Like, it wasn't done.
None of this was necessary. Not one bit of this was necessary.
No, absolutely not. And here's what I find absolutely hilarious is we've seen companies fall on the sword. Nintendo. Nintendo just came out last year and was like, hey, Metroid Prime 4, it is not remotely close to where we want it, and we're scrapping what we've started, and Retro's coming back in, and we're starting from scratch. Plain, simple, we're sorry for the delay. How many people championed that move is remarkable. And then the CDPR didn't just do the same thing, going, you know what, guys? I know we promised it here. We're going to have to keep on going, and we're just pushing it back, and we'll talk about it when we get it to a point that we think is good enough for you to play. Because I don't think anyone wants to play GoldenEye anymore. I mean, I'm sure they do, but not on a PlayStation 4. And so I don't understand how them delaying it would have been good for them, good for PR, good on the gamers. They were like, you know, we're fine. That's fine. Do it. But they rushed this now. Like, that's the point where it's at, is they rushed it out and have caused more damage than them just going, it's not ready. It needs to be in the oven for another year or so. And to me, I'm sure, again, of investors and all that stuff, but I mean, when you're lying to your investors about it being ready, I don't know. Maybe you should just be like, it's not done.
Yeah, that seems real shitty.
I don't understand how every piece of this so far was completely and 100% avoidable.
Tim asks a question. He wants to ask us how, like, this compares to the ET situation, right? The big video game crash back in the day. And how, like, this would have changed the industry in a world without internet and patches, post-game fixes, etc. I definitely think now, even in a world with, patches and such, I definitely think that it's going to make it way harder for these big AAA hype-ass games to convince people, right? I've had so many friends who, like, are not as in on the industry, like, reach out to me and just say, like, hey, what's going on with this? Like, why is it this bad? Like, and so I think now anytime you, like, stand on an E3 stage or a Gamescom stage or a PS5 showcase revealed stage, like, anytime, like, a big AAA game, like, when an initiative comes up to show Perfect Dark and talks about how amazing it is, they're going to be met with a hostile crowd of people who are like, I do not believe you. I cannot trust anymore.
And you're absolutely right. That's where honestly, that's where it should go. I know a lot of people are like, just don't pre-order games. Stop pre-ordering games. It's a negative thing. And I follow that to a certain extent. I still like pre-ordering games because I like the in-game stuff. But CDPR has done damage to the point of not just collectively in the gaming sphere, but like you said, Finn, and I've had the same thing happen where I've had friends at work going, what the hell is going on? My boss came and talked to me about CDPR and the shit going down. He goes, like, I've never seen this before. He's like, what's going on? And I explained it. He goes, oh my God, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, it is one of the most, like, it's just an explosion. And now here we are as fans, consumers, gamers, add whatever you want in there. And now we're going to like look at everything even more with just under the microscope. And I love that you used Perfect Dark. I'm now nervous about it because of CDPR.
Yeah. They fucked it.
And that is, they did. And that's unfair to the developers doing the right things. I know they're few and far between, but there are developers. doing the right things and companies doing the right things. And now, because of CDPR, they completely messed up that bridge, burnt it to the ground, spit on it, and burnt it even more. That I'm very hesitant now on everything just because of the hype. I don't care about your game unless it's coming out within a year of you announcing it. That's where I'm at now. That is my hands down. That's where it should be. Tell me about your game when it's within a year.
This is so much worse to me than anything like this before. Anthem, Fallout 76, like
No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
Arkham.
It's just, and like again, I keep going back to it. None of it had to happen. It was so unforced. It was just like that trust is now shattered forever when it could have just been delayed a year or two. Like, goddamn people.
I feel bad for the developers, the people who have put their blood, sweat, tears, pixels, thank you, Jason Schreier, into this. And it wasn't their fault. It was actually management. And I really have to make sure that's what I'm saying. It was management's fault that they rushed this, that they lied, and it's all on them. Developers, the people work on it, they have nothing to do with this minus trying to make a good game. And that's what upsets me about that. It's just they were trying to do their best. They did crunch. They shouldn't have had to, but they went through there. I'm sure they missed family time. And now, hopefully in 2 weeks, it is nose to the grind to completely remake a game.
Caleb in chat points out my pastor came up to me this morning and was like, "So is that a Cyberpunk game, huh? That's a PR dumpster fire, isn't it?" I don't know if it's a joke. It's a very funny joke. If it's a real story, that's even funnier.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So moving on.
I jumped back onto I jumped back to Assassin's Creed after that.
Yeah. This made my decision way easier.
Oh yeah.
In terms of like, I was really not sure if like, oh man, Game of the Year is coming up for us. Like, what do I play first? Do I like Assassin's Creed Valhalla is so long and Cyberpunk's gonna be so long? Like, how do I choose between these two amazing games? It's Valhalla now. It's easy.
It's Valhalla.
So easy. Yep. Moving on to our next story then, which is partly linked to our first story. Yeah. We're gonna keep this train rolling.
This hurts me.
So, Red Candle Games, who you might previously know from Detention. John, you played Detention, yes? Was that on stream?
I played Detention.
On YouTube?
YouTube, actually. We did it for Halloween last year. Fantastic game. Love it to death.
Fell into controversy because of its... Oh, Jesus, that was loud. Sort of like commentary on China not being happy about it. Ended up getting delisted from a lot of places and like shunned in China. Yes. So, on December 16th, which was Wednesday, Red Candle Games tweeted out, "Hello friends, we want to share with you the Red Candle, which is their new game, will publish Devotion on December 18th on GOG. The content of the price of the re-release remains the same for $16.99, €13.99 euros. Thank you for your trust and support. We wish you a happy end of the year." That same day, GOG put out a tweet saying, "Earlier today, it was announced that the game Devotion is coming to GOG." By the way, worth noting, I said it was linked. GOG owned by CD Projekt Red. Same company. So let's move on with this. Earlier today, it was announced that the game Devotion is coming to GOG. After receiving many messages from gamers, we have decided not to list the game on our store. In other news, found this out from Daniel Mad on Twitter, Cyberpunk doing very well in China.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Yeah, funny how that works out.
Funny how things link together when you look just below the layer. Bullshit. I'll just say it. Absolutely fucking bullshit. Screw it. I don't care anymore. I understand. Okay, I completely understand the controversy of what happened. I get it. I understand China is a big market and you can make a lot of money off of China. Look at Tencent. But they removed it. Mm-hmm. They removed that controversy. And do you want me to say what the controversy is, Finn? You can tell me. I know what it is.
That was they like made the allusion to like Xi Jinping and Winnie the Pooh, right? That was the thing.
Yeah, Xi Jinping, like the internet has taken a storm of Xi Jinping looking like Winnie the Pooh.
I don't know if there's any Playhouse Live listeners in China. The man looks like Winnie the Pooh.
We're gonna get banned from China. I give no shits. I'm sorry that hurts your feelings. Mm-hmm. I am. I truly love when John Oliver actually talks about that, and China actually cuts that part and does something different, and then comes back when he's done talking about that.
Yeah.
That is hilarious to me. But yeah, there is in one scene like some writing on the wall of like Xi Jinping and Winnie the Pooh in Chinese, and just kind of doing that. This is a Taiwanese company that made this game. And so that was what, 2016, 2017, I believe, maybe even 2018. I don't remember when Devotion was supposed to come out, and it just blew up, and they got like blackballed, and it was just one of the craziest things I've ever literally watched unfold. And I played Detention. Please, everyone go play Detention. It is absolutely amazing. Probably on my top 5 favorite games. One of the creepiest games I've ever played in my life. It freaked me out, up on par with PT. That's what I'm saying. I don't get scared. I love that game. So I have been just trying and begging for Devotion to come back, because I want it. It looks so good. Like, Red Candle Games knows how to make a game. They know how to make a story that's intriguing, creepy, and will scare the shit out of you. And I don't get why CDPR and GOG decided to release a game about going against the grain, really against like tech companies and corporations, and then delisted a game that was supposed to go to China because they made fun of the Chinese president 4 or 5 years ago. And they've pulled it out. They even apologized. Like the next day when people found out, Red Candle's game was like, oh my God, we're so sorry. Those were assets from other people. We should have checked. We should have been better. We've already taken it out. Please let us regain the trust to you, the gamers, and everyone, so we can release our game because we know you'll enjoy it.
This was
CDPR.
Yeah. It's such a thing where it's like, yeah, again, going back to Cyberpunk, like you made a game about how like capitalism can get out of hand and how bad that would be for society, and how just like terribly stifling it is to creators, and what that society looks like. And this happens. Yep. Red Candle posts a response saying, for the players looking forward to Devotion's re-release, please accept our most sincere apology. This is a difficult predicament to overcome, but we won't stop striving. I think the shockwave that's sent out throughout the industry is best sort of summed up by Megan Fox, who's working on Skatebird, a game you might remember about little birds on skateboards with lo-fi music and such.
And wait, time out. This isn't the actual actress Megan Fox, right? This is a different Megan Fox?
Different Megan Fox working on
I
Skatebird.
wanted to make sure everyone knew that. Right. I was like, wait, Megan Fox is developing a game? That's cool.
Using the language from GOG's tweet, very funny. Earlier today, it was assumed that the game Skatebird was coming to GOG.com. After receiving one message from from them that undercut a fellow indie dev, we have decided not to list our game in their store. Just in protest, like solidarity with the Red Candle games. Good for them, yeah.
Fantastic. I loved going through that thread too, of how many people are like, I have no idea what this game is, but I'm going to buy Skatebird now because of what you're doing. And I'm like, thank you. And I love how the Megan Fox extras like support them by going to play and buying Detention.
Yeah. And like going back to, it's like, in case I needed another reason not to play Cyberpunk, right? Whether it's the crunch or the blatant misinformation that they put out there, or like the just serious blunders they made, right? It's a game about like late stage capitalism. And then they do this on the same goddamn week. And I'm just like, it makes it feel icky now. Like, I know Cyberpunk, like, if you play it on PC or like when it's finally finished and the bugs are fixed, like, I imagine it's going to be a pretty damn solid RPG.
Absolutely.
But it just feels icky now to like look at this piece of art that is made by, and I get like all the devs didn't want this. They didn't.
No, absolutely not.
They put their heart and soul into this game. It just feels icky supporting this company like this week.
It is.
I don't know if I'll like be hypocritical and give up next week. What happens? But like right now, I just feel icky even thinking about buying Cyberpunk.
It's in a very weird situation to be in. I'm 100% with you. Like, I don't want to support this now, especially like we all know not our bread and butter, but we really love indie games. My God, do we love all of us? All of Playhouse love indie games, and to see a corporation that is CDPR crush an indie game and then also release a game about taking on a corporation. I mean, you can't write this.
Yeah.
Like, this is a movie being written as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
HBO's going to come out with it in like a 7-part series in 2 years. Keanu's actually going to be in the movie.
I want to see that now. Just a sucky thing to happen, but we have to eventually move on and stop bitching about CDPR and GOG. So now we move on to our next story. You remember me, John, a few weeks ago on the show talking about a potentially spicy rumor of Take-Two acquiring Codemasters.
I remember this.
That has been completely undercut, and it is now EA who have acquired Codemasters. This was a report from Mark Kleiman at Sky News. I don't know, do you have Sky News over there? They're mostly a UK outlet.
No, we do. I know what Sky News is, but no, we don't.
We're for them to get like a scoop on a game story, but like, shout out, Sky News, Mark Kleiman, you're doing good work. Acquisition worth $1.2 billion or $725 million. If I remember from Take-Two's deal, it was like just shy of $1 billion. Yeah. So they crossed that threshold. Good for them. Mm-hmm. That's like 1/7 of a Bethesda. And the reason I found this, like, they're getting more money obviously, but the reason I found it slightly oof is because I found this article from 2017 where the CEO of Slightly Mad Studios, who are the creators behind Project Cars, they also did Need for Speed Shift for EA. They published that, and they had some words to say about how EA tried to fuck them over in the past. And like basically,
and now they own us.
Totally indictment. Yeah, because Codemasters bought them, and now EA bought Codemasters. So it was all a big plan. And it's just like, man, Codemasters is now like the Need for Speed company, I guess. They're just going to make Need for Speeds until the end of time. Or they're, or they're going to fold. Like, we've seen this before with EA. Visceral, all these studios, and just like,
I was about to say, if you do something well and you get paid to do it, you might as well just keep on doing it. I get that. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's EA. They could just fold and just split up that team and put them on different projects.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, though, this is like a statement? Like, we realize Need for Speed has not been good for like the past while. We need someone else to take this over. Let's get Codemasters. Or do you think it was the story was like Take-Two was buying Codemasters, that rumor was going, and then they were like, Codemasters for sale, but do we want to buy them? We have all the money. We have all the money. Let's buy them. Why not?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like both, actually, A and B. I want it to be A, to be like, you know what? We do need to make Need for Speed better, like, because it has been kind of for what, 5-6 years now. I'm sure there's one in there. I'm not the biggest Need for Speed fan. Like, my go-to race car game is Forza. But like, when we say like race car games or any kind of game like that, it's Forza and Gran Turismo. Oh yeah, and then there's Need for Speed, something that's been around since I was a kid. Mm-hmm. But I kind of hope EA. In my dream fantasy reality that is not real, I hope EA went, oh man, you know what? We need to buy or get someone in here who can do it, and we just hands off of it. We've proven it works. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at you, Star Wars Fallen Order. Right. And Respawn, if we give them the tools, they can make great games, and we back off, we're going to make money. That's what I truly hope this is what's going to happen. Again, now, thank you, CDPR. I'm very skeptical of anything. So I don't know, dude. I want this to be good for them. Obviously, it's good. You got bought out about $1.2 billion. That's impressive. But just, I want now a good Need for Speed from them in like 4 years. A complete, done Need for Speed game.
Here's the thing, John. Codemasters worked in a lot of different racing games. Huge company. I'm thinking now you're in a position where you can make Need for Speed Underground remastered, Need for Speed Pro Street remastered, while also working on the next Need for Speed.
I think you're absolutely right. Like, cut your teeth on remasters.
Yeah.
Like, we know you're good. Like, let's be honest. Like, Codemasters has done really good race car games. So cut your teeth on some remasters. Get the Need for Speed game back into the zeitgeist of people up there with Forza and Gran Turismo. And then, here's a new Need for Speed game that we've been working on in conjunction with the other two. that we've remade.
Yeah, we've seen this work before, right? It's my favorite strategy for reviving a franchise. It's like,
Yes,
take a break, remaster, bam, new game.
No,
And it's like every time I love that.
it works. Yep.
Do Underground, get all the songs back. Do like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 could do it, right? You can do it. Just get on it. So yeah, a big spicy deal. Do we think this is 1/7 as important as a Bethesda deal? Like, is that where we're at? Is that what that deal is worth? No?
No. I'm not gonna take the idea of like money based off Bethesda because just that alone. But no, I think it's a more important deal than just 1/7 of a Bethesda. I'd go at least 50%.
Okay.
I think this is good for Codemasters. And again, if EA takes the Respawn approach to it, we'll get some good games. And we've proven at the end of the day, we just want good games.
We did talk about Need for Speed remasters being on the table. Take-Two not acquiring them means that our hopes for a Midnight Club remake is dead.
It's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
Gone.
Rip.
Yeah. So now moving on to our fourth story of the day. Our final big story. This is just going to be like a nice little run through of everything that Nintendo announced at the Indie World Showcase. These are always like nice little like nugget directs that you just like, oh, that's appeared. Like, I wonder if there's going to be a thing. So we'll just go through this game by game. Starting off with Spelunky and Spelunky 2 coming to Switch. Makes sense.
Fantastic.
Yeah, great.
That's great way.
Fisty Fluffs. Cat fighting game.
This one was weird, like almost a jelly cat fighting game. Like they were very like
real weird,
wiggly.
Yeah,
they were weird. I don't know how I feel about this one.
Almost reminds me of what's that? Is it Gang Beasts? Where like they're the little like colored creatures and they're throwing each other out and but cats.
Yeah.
Very, very Valet, which looks like a weird party game. Again, to that same effect of everything, a little bit junky, and you're parking cars and driving cars. Up to 20-player online matches with this one, which was...
and we're going to be using Nintendo's network to do that.
Yeah, you're going to have to fly into the car park. It's going to take 5 minutes every time, and you got to do it like one by one. It's nuts. I forget how to pronounce this game. Tunch?
I think it's Tunche.
Tunche. It's Tunche.
I think it's Tunche.
Yeah. This game is like I'm sure this is great. It's just not my bag. This game is on my radar purely because what?
Are you going to say Hat Kid?
Yeah, Hat Kid is the only reason this game is on my radar.
When I was watching, I'm like, is that Hat Kid?
Yeah.
What the hell's Hat Kid doing here?
Yeah, it's cool. Shout out to Hat Kid. Hat in Time 2, make it happen. Come on, do the right thing. But yeah, in the meantime, she shows up in this Tunche. Cyber Shadow.
I'm excited. I love Ninja Gaiden. I love The Messenger. I cannot wait for, I think this is January?
January 26th, I think.
26th, okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can't wait for this game.
Just confirming that right now. Yeah, January 26th, 2021. Did we know that before?
No, actually, one of the indie directs, God, I think like in February or March when they announced this game, and no, I want to say it was at Yacht Club actually did their own very odd direct where they talked about all the games, and they were like, oh, we got one more thing, and here's Cyber Shadow, and how they were talking, it seemed like it was going to be 2020, but again, COVID and all that stuff, so we didn't have a firm release date. We were all just kind of speculating it was 2020.
Right. Calico, the cat
Rose,
cafe game.
I'm gonna Rose is probably play. I don't know.
The frame rate is alarming. Game hurts my eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh hey. Calico. Meh.
Calico meh.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Harsh. Especially because I think you were excited about this game during the Wholesome Direct, but I think we assumed then it was in a very early state. This trailer comes and it's still looking weird. They very clearly went for a style, right? It's supposed to look like a watercolor painting, but...
And I respect the style, but I'm with you. Those frame rates, watching that, I'm like, oh god, no.
Yeah. Alba, a wildlife adventure.
I am high on this game.
I'm a little high on this game too.
Yeah, I'm up there. I like this mainly because the developers of Monument Valley.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard that, I'm like, oh, there we go. That I'm completely fine with a game that I can run around, talk to people, that probably has an underlying story that has so much damn heart in it because that's Monument Valley. I cannot wait to play this game.
Just
it gives me
good little things in a trailer. Little things like the kid runs and he's like running so fast that he has his arms stick out like that and he's running and he's got a little hat and
the little things.
Yeah. And like I love that it's a game about like cleaning up the environment.
Yes.
That's cool. That's wholesome.
I'm good with that.
Just like really good character designs in this. Yeah, really, really love that. Do we have a release date on that one? I'm trying to fast forward. Spring 2021. Okay. No, I thought it was nausea, but I think it's Nosia. Gnosia. Seems to be some sort of freaky visual novel that has sci-fi elements.
This is that weird Among Us visual novel thing. That's right. Oh crap. How do you pronounce this one?
Yeah, I think it's Nosia.
Yeah, Nosia.
Yeah.
Nosia. I am right there with you. This creeped me out. Like I know they're going for a style. I respect it. It's not my jimmies.
I think I figured out why it creeps me out. Oh shit. Tim's gonna have to remind me of the name. But it looks like the art style looks like a colored version of those horror manga by the guy that I can't remember the name of. Yeah, if Tim's in chat, help me out here. But it's the guy that did all those like really popular horror manga that Adult Swim are writing into a series, whatever. Then there's a game called Happy Game, which is described as a psychedelic horror game. Also looks weird, but my kind of weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say my kind of weird too. I think I'm excited for this one. I'm always looking for creepy, especially creepy. I'm hoping this is a side-scrolling game or like trips you up with how just the world is. And I'm watching the trailer now too, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is just. It reminds me of an odd mix, and God help me, I'm about to say this, of Inside and crap. Rose, what was the game we played that we actually didn't really like? Oh crap.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other games I've seen that look like this. Yeah, Happy Game is a psychedelic horror game, a little bit different from what usually comes from a Manchia design. I've never actually heard of this studio before.
Franbo. It has a very odd mix of Franbo and Inside, in my opinion, which if it stays on the creepiness and doesn't go down the roads that Franbo did,
yeah,
I'm good. Franbo got to a point, we won't talk about Franbo, but yeah, I actually think this is pretty visually interesting, and I like what they're doing with what little we saw of the world, so I want to see more of this game.
Yeah. Franbo, more meth than Calico. I liked as well, Rose in chat too was like, John, I'm going to need more info. You can't just say like, what game did we play that one time? Like, we played a lot of games. It's like, did you ever watch Legend of Korra, where there's two characters? It's like the scientist and Julie. It's like, Julie, do the thing. It's like, what is the thing? Super Meat Boy Forever. Shout out.
Still shocked it's coming out in, 3 days?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Am I going to play this for Game of the Year? Maybe. I won't play it on Switch, though, I don't think.
Nah.
I think this is... Well, I don't know how easy... Like, I think Super Meat Boy's Platinum was, like, notoriously hard, fitting with the game. Yeah, I think this is PlayStation. Grindstone, which is a game I feel like I've heard about.
I've been playing the shit out of this game.
Oh, really? Tell me about Grindstone.
Oh, God. Okay, so Grindstone first came out as an Apple Arcade exclusive.
Yeah.
So you had to buy into the Apple Arcade and play it. It was announced for the Switch earlier this year, and I was just like, I can't wait. I don't have an Apple product, so I've been wanting to play this game. I've heard very good things about it. So Grindstone is pretty much, it is so much more like, it's kind of like Connect the Colors, where you're trying to, you're pretty much grinding in the game. So you want more connections of the colors to kill the enemies or the goo or whatever they are. And once you get to like 10 in a row, it drops a stone. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to kill as many enemies as you can in turns. Like you want to get to 50 and the door opens, but it gives you like little challenges within each level. So like kill 50 enemies, open up a chest, take on the boss, and do something else. But what's really nice about this is with the colors, instead of it just being like, you can kind of go to a point like, oh, there's 7 blues in a row that you can kind of like zigzag your way around.
Mm-hmm.
If you get to a point where you actually have a grindstone, one of the stones that fall, you can hit that and it changes color,
Mm-hmm.
and you can choose your next color that you want to get. Like, I've gotten a 45 run of just going up and down the map on this one, and it is so simple yet so deep and so freaking addictive. Like, I cannot put this game down. Like, this is my, we're watching TV, I'm just gonna chill and we have grindstone going, and it's like 3 hours later. Holy shit, when did that happen?
I think you sold me on this game.
Dude, I say play it. It is so chill. It is the perfect pickup, play for a couple hours, or hell, play for 10 minutes, drop it down, and then jump back into it. Like, it is so simple in its mechanics, but so worth the idea of like what you have to do
Mm-hmm.
within each of the levels. Like, there's 200 levels, and you're just going through. You can just kill 50 to 75 of the little monsters, open the door, and keep on going. Or you can stay within the level, and as you stay within the level, the little monsters get harder, and they start attacking you back. And you only have 3 hits within each one of the levels.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually have to like kind of plan out your strategy of how you're going to attack all these. Where I land, am I about to get hit? Do I have a shield? Because you can only use the shield once. You can only use like certain like power-ups, I guess is the best way to put it, once per level. So it's literally, I've set maybe 10 minutes going, all right, if I do this, I'm going to do that, left, right, come back down, circle around. It is very, very good and jumped up on my radar. I don't know if we can consider it Game of the Year, because I don't remember when the Apple Arcade version came out. I think it was 2019. So I think it would be like, I don't think it'd be fair. But if it was 2020, it jumped up there in enjoyment right alongside Hades. And I know what I just said. It's great.
I was thinking perhaps we add like a Game of the Year category to our discussions that's like games that didn't come out in 2020 but like deserve a nod.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work
yeah.
out yet, but I just really want to like make that a thing so I could shout out Tetris Effect Connected. That's all the only reason. Yeah.
What we should do is just Playhouse was established in 2019, 2020.
Right.
I think we officially came out in 2020.
Yeah.
But we should go back, excuse me, and start at 2000 and give it a Game of the Year. That way we have a track record of every Game of the Year Playhouse has ever given.
What's wrong with you, you monster? That'll be so much work. Jeez, okay.
10 years.
No promises.
5 years, I don't care.
No promises. All right. Speaking of mobile games coming to the Nintendo Switch, their one last thing for this Indie World Showcase was Among Us, which is just great. The more things this is on, the better. I know that you guys were excited about this game because a lot of people in your community can now join your Among Us game nights. I imagine that's the same for a lot of communities out there. Yeah, just really, really cool.
Unexpected too.
I feel like the sentence like makes sense on the Switch is redundant because like everything makes sense on the Switch, but like this makes sense on the Switch.
This makes so much sense. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like anything can be on the Switch and it makes sense, but this is one of those ones like the
except
art
for
style,
Immortals Phoenix Rising. That does not make sense.
No, it doesn't. Like the comparisons of that to Breath of the Wild is insane. Side note, it's on sale, and yes, I am going to probably pick it up so I can play it. But with Among Us and just the art style, how it is, like, I don't want to say it's kiddish, but leans to a friendlier-esque art style. And I think that's what makes the line to the Switch makes so much more sense.
Yeah. There's an ad, and I don't know if it's on American channels, but it's definitely a thing here that's going around for the Nintendo Switch, and it's an Animal Crossing ad. Where it's like the story is this girl, like she's with all her friends, but she's moving away to like a different city. And it's like all very sad. And they're like, here, we'll give you this gift before you go away so you can stay in touch. And it's a Switch. And so like the way that they all meet up now is in Animal Crossing. That's how their friendship manifests, not a Facebook group chat. They all hang out in Animal Crossing. They visit each other's house. They talk about their days. which is such a dumb idea. Like, such a nonsense way to communicate with your friends, but I love that advert. It's very cool.
Okay, I was gonna say, Finn, come on now, man. That is Christmas spirit.
No.
Freaking love that.
I feel like Among Us is a way better, like, you can insert that game in there, and it makes way more sense than Animal Crossing. Do you want to talk about Super Nintendo World real quick? I haven't watched this direct, but you have.
Okay, I did, yes. I watched the direct that literally, I love what Nintendo does. Hey, we're going to do a direct tomorrow. Here it is. And I'm like, that's great. Gets me excited for a day, and I don't have to wait very long. I've been so excited about Super Nintendo Land. I don't even know how to contain myself, but to be able to see Shigeru Miyamoto, one, go, hi, you probably know me as Mario's dad, and two, just the throwback to Iwata with the directly to you. I had tears in my eyes. I loved watching Iwata Asks and just the directly to you thing.
Yeah.
But to be able to see something I grew up with, because you walk in through a tunnel, an actual warp pipe, and as you're walking through the warp pipe, you come out and you're in Nintendo 64's Peach's Castle.
Mm-hmm.
The music is there. The paintings are on the wall. The paintings switch depending on your perspective. And right there, I'm like, I'm going to Japan. Screw this, guys. I'm out. Let's do this. But just to be able to see the man that created this thing walk around with such joy in his eyes, just show us, like, here is just walking through, because it doesn't look very big, and then they go underground.
Yeah.
And that's when I blew my mind. Like, they went into, like, World 1, 2 on the original Super Mario game, where they've got the same colors, and you've got this weird band that you're walking around with, and you punch the question blocks to get cool things. And it kind of, it's so ingenious that it makes so much sense. And just to be able to see these characters walking around, and I don't really know how much is actually in it, because they didn't show us, like, they showed us the Mario Kart game, or Mario Kart Ride. I don't actually know how many physical, like, game or kart games or rides, that's the word I'm looking for, there are. Like, do we go through Bowser's Tunnel or anything like that? Or is there, like, a log ride? But that Nintendo, for this Mario Kart game, all they showed us was the carts and the fact that we're going to be putting on an AR headset. And that's how we're going to see, like, the shells and everything moving around and being thrown at people. How that actually works is the Nintendo magic. I have no idea. But the care to detail that you can see with Yoshi running around, or the coins spinning, or they showed us one where it was, you're trying to collect, like, the coins for the key coins, like the red key coins. And so one of the little, and they called them activities, I think it was activities or events, is this green shell starts going back and forth in a warp pipe, and you have to time punching a POW block for it to go up on the warp pipe and hit this the red key coin. And I was just like, genius.
Yeah.
I can just see kids just hanging out trying to get this correct and pop it up there and get all the stuff where it's all activated on that thing with an app.
Yeah.
And the main thing, I was like, I'm going to spend so much freaking money at this place. It is ridiculous, because I just seeing everything they have. They've got a restaurant. It's ran by toads, and the toads say hi to you. What?
Real quick.
Oh God.
Do you think, with the toad and the chef hat, do you think hat on hat or hat on head? Where do you stand on the toad hat?
That is a toad wears a hat. I don't like that being his head, so it's hat on hat. That is what I believe.
So you think all toads wear the mushroom hat, and then, like, under it's just like a bald head or whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Huh.
They're Super Mario 3, the cartoon. They were in the desert world, and Toad actually took off his hat to wipe his brow. And then put his...
I refuse to believe that's canon. Toads are mushroom people. They have mushroom heads.
But he took off the hat. It's in the cartoon. I distinctly remember this.
Fake Toad. Imposter Toad. No, for real, I'm very excited. But it's part of the reason I'm not watching that direct is because I want to just jump into it, like, blind. Like, because I have 2 trips planned in the post-COVID world.
Yes.
They might be back to back. One is Japan and one is Florida.
Okay.
Orlando specifically. And so
yes.
I hope that by the time I go, it works out where I can go to Nintendo World in Japan and immediately go to the Nintendo World in Universal Studios and compare the two.
I'm not going to put you on the spot right now, Finn, but I am going to say Rose and I have been looking up flights to Japan, and they are very damn cheap. Go to Japan next summer-ish time, about around the end of June. And I was like, maybe we should.
Perhaps.
Perhaps we should do this. Super Nintendo World, at least in Japan, is opening February 3rd, I believe.
Right.
Which, that blows my mind. I don't know how the hell that's going to work. But and then I have no idea when the Orlando and the California one are going to open, because I know they're both Orlando Studios.
Orlando
Universal
got
Studios.
delayed by, like, they just said delayed for the time being.
Yeah, it's just delayed. Because I'm interested to see the differences, because I know, and I don't remember if it's Florida or California, which one is actually like 3 times as big as the Japanese one.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that too.
Yeah. Moving on then to the other news stories of the week that we're going to touch on. Already we're over time for the show, but it's just how this week panned out. You're getting a bonus Christmas edition. Story number 1 is Discord is raising funds and is about to reach a valuation of $7 billion. Almost exactly one Bethesda. Do you think that's like, that was the thing way up in Microsoft's mind? Like, we could have bought Discord. Like, do we really want these like Skyrim guys, or do we want, Discord?
I'm all for someone not buying Discord, because obviously we love Discord.
Yeah.
I think Bethesda made more sense. I want Discord to partner with Nintendo and make their voice chat better.
Yeah. All right. They are attaining this funding as they reach 140 million monthly active users, which is double what they had a year ago. Do you think this is, and this valuation is mostly coming from like COVID, like Zoom is blowing up, Discord is going up, but like also they made it an initiative this year to make Discord not just a gaming platform anymore, just like a general hangout thing for communities.
I 100% agree. I 100% think this is due to COVID and what Discord was able to do through those months of, all right, we're going to go ahead and give you voice chats that are going to be bigger. Sharing your screen is going to be, you're going to have 25. At one point it was 50. And I think they rolled it back to 25. And I want to say that's where they're keeping it right now. So you can have family and friends. Discord is actually easier than Zoom, in my opinion, because I work with Zoom, WebEx, Cisco WebEx, and I've done the other one, Microsoft Teams. And Discord is actually the easiest one to work with. And it's, personally, in my opinion, the most stable. So good for you, Discord.
Yeah.
I support your platform.
We use Discord for Playhouse, like internal stuff, and like it was like a consideration in my head, like, do we use Slack? Do we use something else? But like, it was partly because we're on Discord all the time anyway with all our various doings, and it was just like, there's no reason to use Slack. Like, we have everything here. It just works. It's good.
And it's free.
Which is, again, like, one of those weird things of capitalism I never understand. How is this company worth $7 billion when, like, you're not making all that money back in subscriptions. You're losing money.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that one. There's a very beautiful thing of starting a company where you're losing money for the first couple years. It's the Netflix model, and I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah, Amazon, Twitter, like, they all like lost money for years and years. I think Twitter's just now turning a profit. So yeah, our next story. Vin Diesel is not only starring in Arc 2, he's helping to produce it. He is an executive producer on Arc 2. Earned himself the title President of Creative Convergence. John, what could that possibly mean?
Didn't we had a conversation about this on an episode where we're like,
your new title at Playhouse. That's what you are.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you're
so
president
I got promoted.
of
Sweet.
Creative Convergence. Yeah.
So I'm not sweet sugar daddy anymore. That's great.
Right.
Cool. Vin Diesel.
What I love about this article is that supposedly Vin Diesel got involved with this project because he was a fan of the first game, supposedly putting thousands of hours into the first arc.
What?
And so, like, I can imagine him recruiting people for this animated series. Like, he's going up to David Tennant like, dude, you gotta play
True.
Ark.
Okay.
You gotta play Ark, dude. It's like dinos and shit, you know?
Let me tell you about a game. It's got dinosaurs and it's crazy as shit, and I want you to be an actor. Here is the game. I'm going to just give it to you.
Studio Wildcard CEO Doug Kennedy says he understands the game intimately and is providing direct feedback to the development process.
What?
Yeah.
What the Okay.
This is like the wildest thing. The man showed up at 2 Game Awards and had 2 things to announce related to gaming. He's a gamer. He's a full-blown gamer now.
He's a full... and I love that. It just blows my mind. The concept of he's Vin Diesel, high-profile actor, has put thousands of hours into Ark.
Yeah. Like, yeah, crazy. I haven't even put that many hours into Civ. Like,
I was like, I can't even, like... No, I've never put any game, like... Breath of the Wild is probably my only one where I've put like hundreds of hours into it, but that blows my mind. Good for you. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I don't know how to comprehend that.
Caleb in chat also reminded me Ark 2 is also an Xbox console exclusive. Found that out this week. Yeah, cool. Good pickup for them. SNK, who you might know of King of Fighters and other beloved fighting games, are creating a brand new console coming in 2021. The system... a system to bridge the needs between passionate fans and console gaming enthusiasts. They have this like weird teaser image. Who is the best player? ? The answer is Tim. They have some sort of Wi-Fi symbol up there. Like you see in the replies there. Be careful when using that symbol. If this console doesn't allow people to play multiplayer online, hopes will be broken. I get worried whenever I hear this type of stuff now. Like I imagine it's like NES Mini, Capcom arcade thing. Yeah. But like it could be like the Atari where it's like, we're making a new console, guys, believe us. And we're like, no, Atari, no, you're not. You're not making it. And it's like,
those
no, we are.
Shipped this week.
Do they?
Yeah, they ship. Like people actually have the VCS now. I've been keeping an eye on that one. Yeah, we made a new console. We're Atari. Who?
I wonder what the launch lineup is for the Atari, whatever.
The Atari VCS, people actually started to receive them this week and last week. But yeah, I'm with you. I think this is along the lines of a classic, maybe even a VCS. That would make a little more sense, especially connecting it to Wi-Fi. Because, I mean, a Wi-Fi board is not that big, a card. But depending on what they're going to do with this, cool, I guess.
Next story, update on EA Play coming to Xbox Game Pass for PC, now delayed to 2021. Was supposed to come out when they made this blog post on December 15th. Obviously adding things like Jedi Fallen Order and a bunch of old EA backlog games, Sims 4 and such to Game Pass. Can't imagine what happened here. I think it's must be some weird store thing where it's like they're trying to figure out, like, if you have EA Play, how does that work if you're trying to launch these games? It must be like a nightmare to figure out. So I kind of get where it's late, but yeah, weird. Just a weird thing where they didn't know until the day of that it's not happening. Speaking of crossovers and speaking of Xbox, LeBron James, Bugs Bunny, and Xbox invite fans to create a Space Jam: A New Legacy video game. They had this really weird video where Bugs is talking to LeBron James and like telling people to submit games to Xbox to win some prizes. Yeah. He's got a carrot in his ear. Remember when the poster came out for this and we all thought like it was a meme and wasn't real, but like it's real. And Xbox is supporting it. Yeah, shout out. Space Jam, and like chat, if you have ideas for a Space Jam 2 video game, please let us know in the post-show Q&A we'll be doing after this. Because I want to hear them. For me, it's just like exactly what they did before, where it's just NBA Jam with Looney Tunes.
That's all I was going to say. It's like, it just needs to be NBA Jam with Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Our final story of the day is that there is a new interview in The New Yorker with Shigeru Miyamoto. The reason I added this to our show, John, is because the title of this article is Shigeru Miyamoto wants to create a kinder world. When I read this in our
believe that, man.
Discord, when I read this in our Discord, I read this as Shigeru Miyamoto wants to create a kinder world. And I was like, I didn't say anything. And I was like, okay, right, I get that, right? Because, like, in my head, I was like, because the Nintendo world has been a big thing this week. And I was like,
Yeah.
Nintendo have made one theme park and now they're making, like, a chocolate one? And it's like, why is that happening? And I was like, no, Finn, you idiot. Obviously what's happening here is, like, we've had Yoshi's Crafted World, Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yes.
The next step is Yoshi's Kinder World.
Yoshi's Kinder World.
And I was like...
you know what? I'm on board with this.
And I was sitting there thinking, like, all right, a chocolate video game. Yoshi's running around looking at Kinder eggs. Why not? And then...
I mean...
I was like, I thought I would add this to our show notes, and I added it, and I was like, I should read this a little bit. And I was reading the article, and I was reading it through the first paragraph, and I was like, there's very little mention of chocolate so far in this article. I couldn't figure it out for a while, and I looked at the kinder is what it is.
I'm all on board with the Yoshi's Kinder World, though. I love Yoshi's Cookie. Yoshi Legs Eggs, Kinder Eggs. I think you have something, Finn.
Right. Right? When I read it, I was like, I was dumbfounded at first, but also I was like, there's something there. Kinder Eggs and, like, you open it and it's Mario? Like, how cool would that be? Yeah.
Oh, God, that's great.
That's the only reason I put that in there. I have not read the whole interview. I don't know if... I imagine it's a good interview.
Yeah, it's a great interview. I read it, and what I love that it's... He talked about how he does want to make a kinder world, and I'm just going to pull this real fast. It was one of those... he grew up with how the trains work and how transportation works is you let older people up front. They're up front next to the door. Those with, like, walking problems or disabilities, you let them sit up front. And those who can walk, they go farther to the back because that's the respect. That's a kind thing to do. And he's like, even in the sense of if there's no one on the bus or train, you still go to the back. Now these kids nowadays, back in my day, they don't do that. And so, like, as someone who thankfully doesn't have a disability or I can walk, I can tell them that, hey, guys should go sit in the back just in case, or just give these seats are assigned for those who need it. And they'll probably just tell me, no, there's no one on the bus. It's okay. But as someone who has an older gentleman who may maybe not have the kind of gusto that Shigeru Miyamoto has, or a unfortunate person who can't walk, a disabled person might not say that. And so they'll keep on walking. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of one of those, we have to remember the respect of the world. Like, we've lost it somewhere where we need to respect each other and care about one another. And I want Miyamoto to run this world because I love that man. And
so that makes way more sense than my dumb chocolate thing, I think. that was a way nicer, like, reason to make an interview.
The shit, where's the Kinder chocolates?
I genuinely had a moment where I was like, when are they going to get to the Kinder stuff? And I was like, I was so confused. Anyway, that's our last story for the day. It's been a hell of a show. Last show of the year. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to every one of these we've done so far this year. It's been a blast. We are taking a break now for about 2 or 3 weeks for the holidays. We'll be back. We'll announce when we'll be back on our Twitter at Enter Playhouse. You can find all of our articles, such as Keith's great article about how to become a VTuber, on entertheplayhouse.com. You can find this podcast as well as all of our other video content on our YouTube channel. And you can also find this on all your podcast services that you subscribe to. If there's one we're not on, tell us about it, because we don't know. We haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. John, anything to say to the people before we go for the year? Last words of 2020.
Last words of 2020. Be awesome to each other. Have fun with your games. And we'll see you in 2021.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.